Um, Mike, let's start with the big news then that we had yesterday. Two games at the Cardiff City Stadium coming up. That's great news for you. I mean, what will that do for you and for the players? How will that lift them? It's like playing at Wembley for two matches, I'd imagine.
I was going to say, first and foremost, I think it's a big boost. Um, However much we try to dress it up or not dress it up, going out and playing on the service we've been playing on is demoralising because of the way we want to play. So yeah, what it does do, it takes away the excuses from the players now as well. You know what I mean? If there any excuses that anybody want to have, there's no excuses playing on a service like that because it's in perfect condition.
Is it strictly just for these two games, or is there any chance you could play more there?
As far as I know, it's for these two games. So first and foremost, obviously, Mark Jones at the Dragons been very understanding, and I'd like to thank him for allowing it to go happen. Obviously, Cardiff City Football Club for allowing it to happen, and obviously the EFL for basically allowing it to go ahead and realising that it is unforeseen circumstances, and basically just letting common sense rule. And I think they all need a big thank you on behalf of us for that, because the right thing has happened, really.
You say that, and obviously it's great for you, but obviously some of your rivals perhaps not so happy with it. Matt Taylor at Exeter saying it's an incredible decision. What did you make of that, Mike? Can you understand his position and where other people are coming from on it?
Well, I haven't seen any comments. The only thing I probably will say on that is, I like Matt a lot, but playing at Rodney Parade with 9 men for that long has probably done them a favour. Because we weren't able to move the ball as quickly as we needed to and have the quality in the final third that we wanted to have. So, look, I understand what Matty's saying, but I don't really know why, because it doesn't affect him in a way other than we're probably competing for something. But it's a tough one because. I want to try and say that I would support it for other clubs, and I think I would. You know what I mean? I've got to be honest, because nobody, and even Bradford and Leyton Orient, the two teams who are coming here, have supported it. So it's one of them. It's like I said, I've got a lot of time for Matty, and I can see where he's coming from, but
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be in two minds about it, Mike. They'll think, well, yeah, we played there, we know how bad it is, so good on them for doing it. But then other people saying, well, maybe it is an unfair advantage for Newport, and does it question the sporting integrity of the whole thing, the promotion race?
Well, look, we'll only know if it's an advantage after the two games there, if I'm honest, because if we go and lose them both, then it's no advantage, is there? Whereas the previous games at Rodney Parade, I think, suited the opposition more than it suited us. Now, that's not their fault. Of course, that's our fault for not doing what we needed to do to get the 3 points. So, look, it's one of them, and I'd like to, obviously because you just brought Matty up, but I'd like to, I'll tell Matty now that if they were ever in that need to do it, I would support them as well.
I was going to ask you that question. You would definitely support them, would you, if you were in their position?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say, hang on a minute, that sounds a little bit odd.
No, 100%, because, look, it is what it is. And if Exeter win all their games, they're going to finish above us. So, it's in their court, so to speak.
Two games then at Cardiff. Are you confident, Mike, that by the time you get back to Rodney Parade, the pitch will be in a better condition? Because I think the Dragons will be playing there during that period, won't they?
I really don't know. I can't tell you. It all depends on the weather we have. How much rest it actually gets and allowing the seeds to grow, really, as well. So I really don't know. So I don't know what else to say on that.
You'll keep your fingers crossed, obviously. How much of a lift will it give the players, Mike? Because you really need it at the moment, don't you? The position you're in, 2 wins in the last 15 games. What is it, Mike? Is it the pitch? Is it too many red cards? Is it too many players who are out of form at the moment?
I think it's a bit of everything. Everybody likes bringing up the negative stats of 2 wins in 15 games. I didn't see anybody saying, it's the same in all football, nobody's shaping around, give somebody a new contract when they've started the season so well. But as soon as something goes wrong, all right, let's get rid of him. And it's an easy thing to say. Like I've said before, it's so much easier in life to be negative than to give somebody praise. And keep a bit of faith. So, look, like I said, you've got the stats. You use the stats how you want to use them. All I know is that if we were in this position, if we got offered this position before a ball was kicked, I know us and the football club would have bitten their hands off.
Who is saying get rid of him, though? I mean, who is saying that?
No, I'm on about in general.
Right.
I'm on about. You only got to see it. Even at the top level, I think Jurgen Klopp's getting abuse now. It's crazy. What that man's done at Liverpool, how he's transformed them. It's been remarkable. But you always get that minority of people who just want to say something for the sake of saying it. Really.
Yeah, but you're not saying you're getting abused, though, are you?
I don't know. I don't look at it. I probably am somewhere along the line, but that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but sometimes just before you tap the keyboard, maybe have a think, step back and have a look at the bigger picture of where certain clubs have come from and where they are now. It's, it's nothing that, I'm not used to. I've been used to as a player. Being around it, the way everything is now on social media, it's the way society has gone, and I've been saying that for years.
I mean, I suppose you bring up the Liverpool situation. It's probably a good analogy in a sense, because they were top very early in the season, I think, and now look, they're 7th or something like that in the Premier League. And you spent so much time top of League Two, Mike, that I suppose people will, they'll have that perspective of where you've come from. But also, given that you were top for so long, they will be worried at the moment that you are going to blow it.
Yeah, well, listen, and I fully understand that. It's we've gone from an excellent team to a mediocre team at the minute. Let's not dress it up. I would be really, really, really worried if we were getting played off the park, not having those chances to win games. Even the other night, we were the better team the other night. Simple as that. They took their chance. If we take one of ours, get the penalty that we should have had, we win the game. And there are small margins, but it is all ifs and buts, and there's no excuses. We came away with no points, and that's something that we need to improve on.
Do you think you can still make automatic promotion, Mike? 6 points off the top 3 at the moment.
Well, look, it's going to go one way or the other, because the beauty of it is we have got everybody around us. We've got Carlisle, Exeter, Cambridge, can't remember now, Cheltenham. There's a lot of teams who are there or thereabouts that we've got. We've got Bradford, Bolton, all those teams that will all fancy this, a chance of getting in the top 7 or the top 3. Obviously Forest Green and Salford we've done twice. So look, it's all to play for, and the boys just got to keep believing, because I believe in them.
Yeah, Colchester, obviously a key game then, Mike, isn't it, tomorrow, given midweek, and it was set you up for Tuesday night down at Cardiff City Stadium.
Listen, they're all key games, and I know it's the cliche, and I'm not trying to just be boring. They are all key games. If we go and win the next 10, we're probably promoted. If we don't, they are all key games. Colchester have just got their first win for a while, so they'll be in a bit of confidence. It is. They're all tough, as you know.
Indeed. Lovely, Mike. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is all your fault, Flinny. You shouldn't have had such a good start to the season. If you hadn't raised the expectation, we're pointing the finger firmly at you.
And listen, I'm big enough and ugly enough to take that blame. And that's the thing. We have raised the expectation levels through the roof, and anybody can say, well, we haven't handled that. All right, from the outside looking in, it's hard to argue, but there's been a lot of factors that were out of our control that has not helped towards that.
I just wondered, when you spoke to the players about the decision from the EFL, what was the reaction?
Well, listen, I only rang one or two of them because obviously it hadn't quite been released then. I told them when to put it in the group, but they're all talking about it today. They're all excited, and I've just dropped in a little reminder to them. Okay, that's good, but it takes your excuses away.
Quite. Yeah, I mean, it does put a bit of pressure on Tuesday, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, I'm concentrating on tomorrow because it's a tough place to go. They shouldn't be where they are. They've got a lot of good players who would get in most teams in League Two. So, let's get the win. Hopefully get the win tomorrow, and then I'll start worrying about Tuesday night.
Yeah. The irony is that you've got a good surface to play on, but you'll have little or no time to prepare in training. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to have a chance to have 2 or 3 days of building up a different tactical approach?
Well, again, Rob, I'm not one to make excuses, but we have got a very, very good playing service in training, so they can use that as an excuse. I'll take that one out there. Yeah. We have got a good service to train on, so they should be used to a good service.
Right. Okay. Listening to the audio from the post-match in the week, you're very rarely that angry.
No.
Was it just a stupid question, or was it just the way you felt after the game?
No, I thought it was a stupid question, and like I said, a lot of people, for them, it is easier to be negative than to look at positive things. And even, the reporter, who I've known a long time as well, even when we're winning, there's always a negative dropped in. So, maybe that's been brewing.
Yeah, okay. As a diehard Liverpool fan, what's your view of Klopp at the moment then?
I feel for him. They've had a lot of turmoil off the pitch, injuries, close people dying, lack of confidence now at times. You know what I mean? But I'm going to say this because I've just given you half a little lecture on it. I'm fully behind them, and I think that they'll come through it. It's you learn a lot through adversity, and you probably learn more from defeats. And I'm not going to start questioning one of the best managers in the world on how he's gonna come back from it.
And your staunch belief in the ability of your players, judged over a whole season, not just through this period, is probably what he's thinking as well, isn't it?
Of course it is. Obviously, the way Liverpool won the league last season as well was phenomenal. It was unheard of, really. It's only them and I think Man City who have even got to those levels. You look at Man City; they had a lot of injuries last season. Faded away. Liverpool were in the ascendancy and played on and kept winning. And and it's kind of roles reversal. Pep Guardiola. You had people dating Pep Guardiola last year. I couldn't believe what I was reading or hearing at times. It was embarrassing. But like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that means they're right.
Yeah, quite so. Great. Look, thanks, fella. We look forward to seeing you on grass on Tuesday.
Yeah. Cheers.
Mike, obviously one of the players will be pleased. Josh Sheehan. Hopefully this getting back to the form that got him back in the Wales squad and got that cap. Fingers crossed.
Well, it might be lucky timing for him as well, with the Welsh squad getting announced probably a few days later.
Yes, but it is trying to get the best out of him again, isn't it? He's been one of the main victims.
Well, look, like I said, Chris, there's a lot of factors that have helped derail us. Loss of form, mistakes, individual errors, what you want to say, losing two of our best players from the start of that season. 4 red cards in 5 games, which obviously we can contribute to. We have got some blame to take in that. State of the pitch, a lot of things have added up. You know what I mean? Should have got a penalty the other night, didn't have one. It's missing chances that we usually put away. Loads of things. So when that starts happening, a little bit of confidence goes as well. And it's not just about Josh Sheehan, it's about the whole squad.
In terms of that, you obviously still believe in them as a unit, but is it one of those? It's a fine line, isn't it? You believe in the players, but then if there are a couple of mistakes creep in, you've got to make the changes. I guess is that in your?
Well, yeah, look, it is. It's we've got 4 people not even in the squad at the minute. They're frustrated. They're working hard. We've got to keep going. It's it's tough. It's frustrating, but anything worth working for, I've never known it to be easy. So let's dust ourselves down and try and finish with a bang.
That's it. As you say, destiny's in your own hands. So I mean, crikey, you would have taken that going into March. It's good condition there.
Yeah, well, look, like I said, it's the points total over the last couple of months. It's not good enough. It doesn't matter how well we started. It's not good enough. And like I said, I'm honest enough to admit that. But it's not all doom and gloom. It's still a chance for us to have a fantastic season. And like I said, let's have a look at the end of the season. I'm sure I'll have a sit down with the board as well and a review of, the things have gone well and things haven't gone so well and what we can improve on moving forward, as all clubs do with their managers. So yeah, and I'm sure then we can all have a review and you can tell me you told you so and I can tell you I told you so and we'll all agree and it'd be great.
Yeah. You've already picked me up a few weeks ago for being a bit of a fanboy of David Longking. Is he just a victim of versatility from the bench? Is he fit and firing? He's just
he's fit. He's fit. He's firing. He's hungry. He wants to play. And at the minute, Priestley's ahead of him. And it is that versatility on the bench. With us playing 3 at the back. In midfield, a player who can cover both sides, a wing back, stroke full back. Strikers, attacking midfielder, that's the only, the reason at the minute. There's nothing untoward or sinister in it.
Yeah, all good. Is it just Luke, the only unavailability for
Yeah, he's the only one. Other than that, yeah, everybody's all right.